Every promise attracts opposition. Every covenant faces resistance. For Joshua and Israel, the fall of Jericho was only the beginning. Ahead of them stood kings, armies, and nations determined to crush them. But no king is greater than the King of Heaven. This is the story of battles fought and victories won, not by human strength, but by the hand of the Lord. The rising enemies. When the nations of Canaan heard what God had done at Jericho, fear filled their hearts, but instead of surrendering, they rose up against Israel. The kings of the land formed alliances. War was inevitable. This is a pattern we still see today. When God begins to move in your life, opposition rises. The enemy does not surrender territory without a fight. The Battle of Ai. After Jericho came the city of Ai. But unlike Jericho, Israel faced defeat. Why? Because sin was hidden in the camp. Achan had taken what was devoted to God. And so the Lord's presence lifted. Without him, Israel fell. Ai teaches us this: victory is not guaranteed by momentum. It is guaranteed by holiness. No matter how strong your strategy, if sin is in the camp, defeat is certain. But when Israel repented, the Lord restored them. Ai was conquered. The kings who rose, one by one, the kings of Canaan united. But the Lord delivered them into Joshua's hands. The sun stood still over Gibeon, so that Israel could finish the battle. Never before, and never since, has there been a day when God listened to the voice of a man in this way. Because when covenant people fight in obedience, heaven itself fights with them. The defeated kings. Joshua captured the 5 kings who opposed him. They hid in a cave, but they could not escape the judgment of God. Their defeat was a sign. Every power that rises against God's purpose will fall. Every throne raised in rebellion will bow. The kings of Canaan are long gone. But the same God still dethrones the powers that oppose his covenant people. Prophetic meaning. Joshua's battles were not just wars of land. They were wars of covenant. The enemies represent spiritual strongholds. Pride, unbelief, wickedness in high places. These battles remind us that the Christian life is not passive. It is warfare. But we do not fight alone. The commander of the Lord's army still leads us. The story of Joshua's battles calls every generation to courage, to holiness, to trust in the God who fights for his people. Kings will rise, enemies will gather, but the covenant is stronger, and the victory belongs to the Lord. This is Heaven Listens, where Scripture comes alive. Don't just read the Word, experience it. If this brought new light to your faith, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the bell, and join us in the next episode. The Covenant Renewed, Joshua's final charge.